Hello everybody. I hope that we are broadcasting properly now. Can you just let me know by typing in the chat section if you can see my screen and hear my voice, please. I know there's a slight delay between what I say and what I show you and you actually seeing that, but if you can, please just let me know by typing in the chat section if you can see my screen and hear me. Thank you, Zuhair. I appreciate that. Okay, you can see and hear me. Let's progress. There are quite a number of people still coming into the room, but I want to get on with this. It was the time that you people voted for, was 10 a.m. GMT on a Monday. So hopefully we'll get a lot of people in here. There's a lot to cover. It's going to be very exciting, and I'm looking forward to bringing this to fruition. It's been planned for quite a long time. So what does a beta launch mean? Well, beta launch means it's not going to be perfect. So don't expect everything to be working 100%. There are going to be bugs. There are going to be things that aren't the way that you want it. There are going to be things that we're still adding in. There are going to be lots of improvements coming along. There will be things that don't work the way that you would like. That is what a beta launch is. Okay, so I want you to understand that. But it's there, it will be there, it will be working, and it will give you the opportunity to make some money. What I want to do is I want to go to my slides and open them up so I can move along. I am prone to doing things in error sometimes. I don't want to do that this time. So let's cover a couple of things. What kind of business works the best for average people? Well, it's a great question. Here in a nutshell is one of the simplest business models, and it's produced one of the highest success rates in terms of actual net income, that's profit, of any business I've seen or read about in the last 18 years. And we're just at the very beginning. Are you curious? Okay, on this webinar, you're going to learn the best way for the average person to make money online. You're going to learn what is the biggest booming industry in the world today, how to generate an income without spending any money, how to generate 100% passive income without spending any money. That's no quotas, no minimum orders, no selling, no minimum number of people that you have to introduce, nothing. 100% passive without spending any money. How to leverage your income from a big income to a huge income, and how to profit from what others do, even if they're not in your business, even if you don't even know them, even if you've never met them, just from them being a part of this amazing opportunity. Questions you may be asking are, who am I? Some of you will know me, some of you won't. And you will want to know, why has this opportunity been created? What's it about? So let me cover those two things fairly quickly for you. My name's Graham Frame. I've been a successful entrepreneur and business consultant for many years until I retired in 2013 from my offline businesses. I've also been in the home business industry since the 1980s, when I first got introduced to multi-level marketing, and I've built large organizations and been a top producer in 3 different organizations before they even got onto the internet. And I've been making money online since 1998. I must confess that I've been very blessed in my life. But that doesn't mean I've not had ups and downs. In fact, I've been bankrupt once. I've also found myself totally without cash on another occasion, and they're not the same thing. Bankruptcy, you know, is coming, you can plan for it. In fact, sometimes you even plan for it to happen. That wasn't the case with me, but I had the time. You know it's going to happen and you can plan for it. I found myself totally without cash on another occasion. Everything, the bottom just fell out of everything. It was due to some online fraud that I suffered from. It robbed me of the cash that I had. It destroyed the business that I had, that I planned. I was in a foreign country. I just bought a house that needed remodeling. I hadn't got the money to remodel it. I couldn't even pay for the electricity. So we had no electricity. I couldn't put fuel in the car. We just about managed to scrape enough together for a little bit of food. And we struggled for about 6 or 7 weeks until I managed to start to generate some income. I started a business there. It was actually in Italy. However, putting all that aside, my life overall has been filled with blessings and abundance. And I'm now in a position where I have no need to work again if I choose not to. But when I retired, I felt I still needed to do something. I believe if you're not active and if you're not doing things and if you're not learning, then instead of going up, you're on the way down. And at my age, I can't afford to go down, believe me. So I decided to continue to make money online. But after about a year, in 2014, I had a dream. That was a real dream, something when I was asleep. I'm not talking about something that I conjured up. It was a dream that came to me, and it changed everything for me. It was a strange dream, but it was very vivid, and I just couldn't understand it. After the dream, it was ever present in my mind, and so I meditated for many days, many hours to find the answer. And gradually it was revealed to me that I should set out to create an opportunity that would initially directly help 5 million people to improve their lives, and in helping those people, create an income that would allow donations of 2 million a month or more to charity, especially to help starving children. And so that's what is behind this. There are millions of people out there that would love to make money online, but because of where they're living, they have no access to PayPal, or the credit cards aren't accepted, or they have very poor internet connections, they can't collect money, they can't. There are lots of things hampering those people. There are lots of people living in countries where, in the Western world, abundance, we throw away food, we throw away so much food that what we throw away could feed all the starving people. But there are people that are struggling. They're struggling along on just a few dollars a week to exist, and those people we can reach out to, and those are the people that we can improve their lives, as well as the people that just want more and need more, that are living in the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, wherever. So it's a vast opportunity, and it'll cater to anybody, anywhere in the world. And through helping those people, we will create that income, and we will give money to help starving children. And it was brought home to me that just £2 a day, about $3 a day, no, sorry, a month, not a day, $3 a month could save the life of a child. $3 a month could save the life of a child that would normally die through lack of funds, lack lack of the resources that we often take for granted, clean water, a little bit of food. So that's what is behind this program for me. I knew that this was meant for me to do, but I didn't know how. I just knew I must reach out and help 5 million people and generate $2.6 million a month in income. And I set a goal to do it by the 31st of December 2018. And if you don't think that's a tall order, maybe I should be listening to you. That is, I believe, a tall order. Why 2.6 million when I talked about 2 million? Well, number one, I tithe 10% of all income, so that makes it a net 2,340. And 2 million is the minimum for saving children's lives that I have to raise, that we will be raising. And I'll need to cover admin costs, I need to budget and promote and build, and we need to build this business so that it's going to expand beyond that 5 million. It's going to grow much, much larger than 5 million people, believe me. But I've got that goal, 5 million by the end of 2018. Now, I had several false starts when I set out on this. I had ideas and things, but eventually, with constant prayer and meditation, I finally developed a plan. And it was based on modeling a successful 20-year-old business that in the fourth quarter of 2015, that site reached 162 million active users, after surpassing 154 million active users at the end of 2014. So that site grew by 8 million in 12 months. It has 162 million active users, and I'm looking for 5 million in 3 years. That made it far more achievable in my mind. It was something that I believed I could do. I'd seen the growth, I've seen changes that are happening and how fast they happen in today's world. Now, this company we're modeling makes an average profit of between 10 and 14% on the turnover of all its members. And what does it do with that money? It keeps it all. It all goes to the company or the shareholders of the company. Now, our model is going to provide similar services. There's going to be slight differences with a set 12% profit. And of that 12%, 10% is going to be paid back to you, the members. As a company, we're going to keep just 2%. And that 2% is going to generate that cash that I need to fulfill those goals, make that money that is going to save children's lives and help people to get out of some of the situations that they find themselves in by using our services, something that isn't available in the other model. So how am I going to generate that 2.6 million? Well, for that profit, we're going to need $130 million turnover. $130 million turnover a month. Split between 5 million members, that comes down to $26 per member per month. Now, the company we're modeling averages $35. So we only need 26. We only need to do 2/3 of what that company is doing. And I believe we can actually do more, but we only need to do $26 per month turnover per member. Okay, that's not per member spending money. That's not per member digging their hands in their pocket and having to pay. That is turnover that that member is generating and profiting from. Okay, because I know you want to know what's in it for me. That's what everybody wants. That's the whole basis of life. What's in it for me? We all do things for a benefit, whether it's sitting down, standing up, walking to the corner, taking the dog. We do it for what's in it for me? Well, bear with me, because the model for this system is what will provide you with the answers. I want you to remember what the goals are, what this system is about, and I want you to be a part of it, and I want you to enjoy the fact that this is why we're doing this. Okay, in the short term, your personal goals may be because you need an extra 200 a month, or you need an extra 2,000 a month, or you need an extra 20,000 a month, whatever it may be. But have that overall view about what we are doing and achieving. So to reach my goals, I need 5 million members, each having a turnover of $26 a month on average. Okay, some of you may find you've got a smaller average per month. Some of you may find you've got a bigger one. So that is less than the 162 million members at $35 from the company we are modeling. I know they've been around for 20 years and we're just starting. But have you noticed things happen fast in today's world? Things change so quickly. We used to have plastic records, then they went to vinyl, and that industry was wiped out after many years by CDs, and CDs have almost disappeared now because of MP3s. And whatever's coming next, I don't know, but it happens quickly. Change happens very, very fast. So let's get back to the beginning. What you're going to learn, as I said, is the best way for the average person to make money online, the biggest booming industry in the world today, which is what we're addressing, how to generate income without spending any money, how to generate 100% passive income without spending any money, and without quotas, without minimum orders, without selling, how to leverage your income from that big income to that huge income that'll give you that elusive internet lifestyle that everybody talks about, but so few people achieve. And how to profit from what others do, even if they're not in your business, even if you don't know them, even if you've never come into contact with them. So let's take points 1 and 2 for a start. What's the best way for the average person to make money online? And what's the biggest booming industry in the world today? And the answer to that is e-commerce. E-commerce. Global e-commerce, the market size, 1.6 trillion with a T dollars in 2015. 20.9% growth in 2015 over 2014. These are actual figures. But is there room for a new giant? It's a $1 trillion market opportunity. The great news is that the worldwide e-commerce market is so gigantic that it's unfathomable. My background's in accountancy, and the numbers really blow my mind. I can't even imagine the figures that we're talking about here. Thanks to our friends at eMarketer, we know that it's the only $1 trillion market in existence that is projected to grow at over 20% this year and continue growing at double-digit rates for the foreseeable future. It's hard to imagine that growth, but it's there, and it's the only industry that has this massive opportunity. Even better, it's still very early days in the shift from traditional bricks and mortar retail to e-commerce. Only 6.6% of a whopping $24 trillion total retail sales were done online this year. Only 6.6%. And that's going to go up and up and up and up. You know how the trend is. When I first came online back in 1998, It was a tiny marketplace. People were reluctant to even buy anything online, even if they wanted it. But look at it today. It's commonplace. People are buying things online all the time, and it's only going to get bigger. And what drives revenue? Traffic drives the revenue, because there are lots and lots and lots and lots of e-commerce sites out there. But 1% of those sites, just a tiny 1%, control a massive amount of the market share because they rank. So traffic is what's important. The more traffic you get to your site, the more money that site makes. So why are we going to succeed here? Well, you, the members, are going to drive the traffic because you'll make more money by doing it. And it's going to be very simple for you. It's not anything complicated. It's just, if you do a few things as a routine, it's going to drive traffic to the site. If you sell something, if you've got something up there to sell, and you advertise that by posting it on your Facebook, that is driving traffic to the site. If you tweet about it, that is driving traffic to the site. And we're the only site that shares revenue. We're the only site that shares its revenue. Other sites have affiliate plans, I know, and some people make a lot of money with them. I know of people that are making healthy incomes just as affiliates of Amazon, for example. But they're few and far between. And Amazon doesn't share its profits. It just has those little affiliate plans where people can earn these tiny little amounts. Most of the money that Amazon make goes into their own pockets. They keep the lion's share for themselves and their shareholders, as do other operations. We are modeling eBay, and the figures that I quoted are from eBay. We've got some differences. We've got the change, but we're giving you 83.33% of the site profits, plus any retail profits that you make yourself. We're giving you the opportunity to sell things on there and make money. So how to make an income without spending any money? Let's just cover it. You have something to sell. You add it totally free. There is no fee for adding items for sale. You make a sale and you get paid. It can come directly to you, or if you don't have the facility for collecting the cash, if you don't have access to something like PayPal, which is the preferred method for most people, if you can't collect money from credit cards because your country is blocked by, we will collect the cash for you. There are no restrictions on this. We will collect the cash for you. There will be a small handling fee to cover the fees that we're charged and what it costs us to actually do this. It's a small handling fee. And then we will get that cash to you, and rest assured, no matter where you live in this world, we will get that money to you. We can do it by Western Union, we can do it by bank transfer, we can do it by giving you debit cards, we can do it all sorts of different ways. If you are making money, no matter where you live in this world, we can get the cash to you. Okay? Oh, but I've got nothing to sell. We have a solution for you. We have a solution, and that is our dropship program that is built in to our website. And what we offer is over 1.5 million products, proactive inventory alerts, top selling item reports, delivery tracking code reports, order processing service, and we guarantee you the lowest dropship prices. What sort of things are covered? This is just the start of a few. This is alphabetical order. You can see we start with apparel and clothing, electronics, pet supplies, baby products, bath bedding, cellular phones, collectibles, computers. I don't know how pet supplies gets up there, out of order, or electronics. They're not in. So I thought it was alphabetical, but obviously it's not. But this goes on and on and on and on. There are loads and loads of products for you to choose from that you can put up there. We'll guarantee you the lowest dropship prices. All you've got to do is say, okay, I want to sell this item. Maybe it's this camera. Okay, maybe it's this camera. You put it on your site. You tell a few people about it. If you've got an email list, you email them, oh, I've got this for sale. You put it on Facebook. Hey, I've just put this up for sale. You send a tweet out about it. Oh, look, I've just put this up for sale. Take a look. This drives traffic to the site, and you're going to make sales. The more traffic that you drive, the more sales you're going to make. And you're going to get traffic from other people that are selling similar items as well. Somebody else is selling a camera or a lens or a cover or something not related, a cellular phone, whatever it may be, there at the site. As these people come to the site using your referral link to your product, if they want to buy or they want to view more products, they are prompted to join, and they join and they become a part of your team. Okay, it all works automatically for you. So what about this 100% passive income without spending any money? Well, I talked about no quotas, no minimum orders, no selling. Okay, it pays you to promote any offers made by anyone in your pay line, as well as anything that you've put up for sale, because you're going to get paid once they make a sale, and you're going to get paid through 2 tiers, and I'm going to explain that a bit more in a moment. But let's look at this really, really simply. You have something to sell, whether it's something that you bought at some exhibition years ago. You thought, oh, that's a great thing, I'll use that in the kitchen, and it's been under the sinks ever since. So now you get it out, you put it up for sale, and somebody buys it. Boom, you get paid your profit. You get rid of that unwanted item, you make money. You haven't got anything under the sink, no unwanted items in your home. Okay, you put a dropship item up, somebody buys it, boom, you make a profit. Somebody that you introduce does the same, they make a profit, and you get paid a profit share. And somebody that person that you introduces does the same, makes a retail sale, and you get paid a profit share. Okay, so it's not just on the people you introduce, but it's on the people they introduce as well. You're going to get paid a profit share that would normally go in the company's pocket. It's now going into your pocket because you're building the business for us. You see somebody you've introduced advertising something, you advertise it for them as well. Why not? They sell it, you make a profit. Okay, all driving traffic to the site. The more traffic we get, it builds. It's going to build like a snowball rolling down a hill. So what about how to leverage your income from that big income to a huge income? You do that not as a free member, but as a paid pro member. And you get paid a profit share on a 3rd tier. So not only the people that you introduce, you get paid on, not only the people they introduce, you get paid on, but the people that those people on the 2nd tier get paid, you get paid on as well. So every time somebody makes a sale, gets a retail profit through 3 tiers, you are going to get paid a profit share. And you will also earn on any upgrades by people you introduce through 2 active tiers. So what does that mean? It means that if somebody upgrades to a pro membership and you personally introduce them, you'll get 40%. If somebody upgrades to a pro membership and they've been introduced by a pro member that you introduced, you will get 30%. Now, what is this active tiers? It's active tiers because it's only for pro members that get paid these commissions. So if you've introduced a free member and they've introduced a free member and they've introduced a free member and they've introduced a free member, and that can go on down 25, 100 levels, and somebody 100 levels down says, I want to be a pro member, but all those free members aren't pro members, they're not going to get paid that commission. It's going to come up to you as a tier 1 commission. You're going to earn 40% on that. And if there are people that person introduces, free members, and they get passed up a 40% commission on somebody that upgrades, you're going to make 30% on that. And that's what it means by active. It's compressing all those pro members up into your pay line. So that's very exciting. It's not just about the people you introduce, and it can go down an indefinite level. What about how to profit from what others do, even if they're not in your business and you don't even know them? That's a bit of a weird thing, isn't it? Well, how about if you were to share the company profits that are generated from all activities and on all members? Does that sound good? We're allowing an exclusive founder membership and limited to a maximum of 200 people. Once we hit 200, no more will be allowed in. And this will be offered only to pro members who have introduced over 100 members personally. We're allowing an exclusive founder membership limited to a maximum of 200 people, offered only to people who've introduced over 100 members after this launch period. So if you've introduced only 10 people, you can still become a founder member while we have this offer available. Once we get out of this launch period for this particular offer, which isn't going to last very long, I assure you, you will need to have introduced 100 members to be invited, and if there is a spot left for the 200, you can then get that spot. So we've got 4 ways for you to make money. 1, by making retail sales. There is no cost in doing this to you whatsoever. The only fees that are charged are fees when you actually make a sale, and those are added on to the price you want for what you're selling at the time that you post your product. So if you're selling something and you want $100 for it, it will automatically be posted for sale at $112. And that $12 will be split between the members. And that is the profit share on your network. That is where you can make that money totally passively. Okay? You don't have to do anything for it. You don't have to be a paid member. You'll get paid through 2 tiers. If you're a pro member, you'll get paid through 3 tiers, and I'll show you the power of that in a minute. And you'll get paid through commissions on upgrades if you're a pro member, and you'll get paid through profit share on the whole site if you're a founder member. So 1 and 2 can be done totally free. 3 and 4 you would need to be a paid member. Now, before I get into showing you how this works, I need to just run through an earnings disclaimer. There's no promise or representation that you'll make a certain amount of money or any money or not lose money as a result of using our products and services. Any earnings, revenue or income statements are strictly estimates. There is no guarantee that you'll make these levels for yourself. As with any business, your results will vary and be based on your personal abilities, experience, knowledge, capabilities, level of desire, and an infinite number of variables beyond our control, including variables we or you have not anticipated. There are no guarantees concerning the level of success you may experience. Each person's results will vary. Our results or student results that we show aren't typical. Most people that purchase or even get involved as a free member will not take action and so will not make money. There are unknown risks in any business, particularly with the internet, where advances and changes can happen quickly. The use of our information, products and services should be based on your own due diligence, and you agree that we are not liable for your success or failure. Okay, having got that out of the way, let's move on. Example of ways 1 and 2. This is where you can participate as a totally free member and make money. Let's say Alan wants to sell his bike for $100 minimum. And so his bike is priced to sell at $112. The system adds 12% on. Now Brenda thinks that's a great deal and is happy, so she makes a purchase. She pays $112 and Alan receives $100. Yep, Alan makes $100 and $12 is going to be shared out. So how is that $12 allocated? Well, here is a little diagram that should help you. We've got Alan who sold his bike on the top left and Brenda who bought it on the top right. And there's $12 to be shared out. So the person that introduced Alan gets $3 because he introduced Alan. Okay, he introduced him free. There was no charge, there's no fee, he's not had to do anything. But Alan sold his bike, Joe gets $3. But Carla introduced Brenda. And Brenda bought the bike, so Carla gets $3. Now it could be that Joe would have introduced both Alan and Brenda, or Carla had introduced both Alan and Brenda, and so the $3 would have the same name here. They're both free members, no problem. Oh, Carla's a pro, sorry. She gets $3. It's the same, free or pro, $3. Fred actually introduced Joe. He didn't know Alan, but he gets paid $1 because Alan sold his bike to Brenda. And Dave actually introduced Carla, and he gets $1, even though he didn't know Brenda. Fred's a pro, Dave's free. They both make $1. There's no difference in the amount that they earn. Now Eddie's a free member and he introduced Fred, but because he's a free member, he don't get paid anything because he only gets paid through 2 tiers. Now if Joe had sold the bike, he would have got paid $1, but it was Alan, so he gets nothing. On the other hand, Fred, same Fred over here that introduced Joe, actually introduced Dave as well. And he's a pro member, so he gets $1 because Brenda bought the bike. So Fred is making $1 on that 3rd tier. Let's just have a look at that. Joe makes $3, Carla makes $3. Fred makes $2 because he gets paid $1 here, because the vendor is in his pay line, and he gets paid $1 here because the buyer is in his pay line. So he's made $2. Dave makes $1 and admin $2. Wait a minute, that's just $11. The other $1 goes into the founder's pot. Okay, Admin only makes $2 on each transaction. If Fred had been a free member, then he wouldn't have got paid here, and there would have been an extra $2 over. So $2 would have gone into the pot, the founder's pot. So what is the potential of this? How does it really work potential-wise? Sorry, gone too far. There we go. We're looking to get members to average $26 a month in retail sales. How much would they make on that retail profit? It depends on what it costs them to buy the product. If it's something that they've got under the counter, they could make $22.88, because of that $26, $3.12 would be allocated as profit share. That's the 12%. Okay, so they're actually selling at $22.88 and there's $3.12 added on, making that $26. Maybe it's something that they're happy to just unload for the benefit of unloading it. So the minimum that you can make is 1 cent. It won't allow you to advertise something that you are asking less than 1 cent for. So the retail profit could be anywhere between 1 cent and $22.88 on that $26 transaction. This is average sales. Some people, I know people on eBay that make 6-figure turnover a month. They're selling over $100,000 worth of products on eBay every month. Okay, we're looking at average sales of $26. Some people will be selling $100 worth, some people might sell nothing. Average sales $26 per member. Okay, 35 on eBay is the average sale. The 12% of that $26 is $3.12. Okay, so those are the figures that you need to remember for this next slide. So here we go. Let's suppose you've built a team based on 10. You've introduced 10 people, which quite honestly is not easy to do. You can go out and introduce 10 people in an hour, because all you've got to do is say, hey, do you want $10 free? Register here. So you build a team of 10 people and they introduce 10 people, and they're all making $26 sales on average. Okay, so your tier 1, you actually make 78 cents of that $3.12. Tier 2 and tier 3 would be paid 26 cents. So tier 1, $7.80. 10 people making $26 sales a month. Tier 2, 10 people introduce 10 people, you've got 100 people, and you're getting paid 2,600 people. That's $26. So as a free member, you make $33.80 per month, doing nothing. All you've done is introduce the people, and they say, yeah, this makes sense. I'll put some items up for sale and advertise them, and I can make some money. Okay, it's costing them nothing. It's cost you nothing. $33.80 isn't a fortune to a lot of people, but it is to somebody that's living in India and only making $10 a week. It is to somebody in Pakistan that's struggling to put food on the table. It's not a fortune, but what have you done? All you've done is introduce 10 people. But look at the advantage of being a pro member. Those 100 people go out and introduce just 10 people each, 1,000. You're still getting only 26 cents of that $3.12. but that's $260. So now as a pro member, you make the total there is $293. That's getting a bit better because that's a car payment for a lot of people. For some people in third world countries, they can live on that more comfortably than they do at present. Very, very basic, very simple. 10 people. Let's take this to an extreme. This is a low extreme. This is something that anybody, anywhere can do. Let's suppose it was 100 people. Now, is this going to happen? It's not going to happen like this in most cases. I'm looking for somebody to prove me wrong and say it's going to happen in my case. But 100 people, tier 2, you would have 10,000 people. And tier 3, they would each get 100 people and you'd have 1 million people. I don't believe that this is going to happen this way because they're not going to be, but I'm going to cover that in a minute. We're taking it to another extreme. That would give you $78 a month. If you introduced 100 people, and this is something that you can do, this is down to you. This is within your control. This is absolutely in your control. How many people you introduce. If you introduce 2 people a week, you can have 100 people in your business in a year. If you introduce 2 people a day, you can have 100 people in your business within 50 days. If you introduce 10 people a day, you can have 100 people in your business within 10 days. And this is in your control. You get 78 cents on that. That's $78 a month as a free member. Here, we're looking at figures that are extraordinary, but as a free member with 10,000, you would have 2678 and over 260,000 a month as a pro member. Let's look at something a bit more realistic, but based on you doing that 100. Okay, based on you doing 100 people, which is not that hard to do, believe me. I've introduced over 800 personally. 100 people on your tier 1, we're seeing you get 78. Now I know, because I've been in the home business industry since the 1980s, and I've tracked figures since the 1980s, and they've held firm in every business that I've been a part in, whether I've owned the business or whether I've just been a distributor in the business. And that is that 14% of the people, 1 in 7, will actually take the same sort of massive action that you take. So we're going to ignore 86 of those people you introduced, and we're going to say that just 14 of them are going to go out and do something. Those other 86 are going to do nothing, 0, which once again is not right. They're going to introduce some people, probably an average of about 10, but I'm ignoring that. 14% are going to go out and say, yeah, I can introduce 100 people. $78 a month is pretty good on that tier 1. I can do that. So 14% of them, that's 14 people, introduce 100 people. That gives you 1,400 on your second tier. And 1,400 at 26 cents gives you 364 on tier 2. Gives you $442 a month as a free member. You've paid nothing, they've paid nothing. People are making a little bit of retail profit, but they're also getting this profit share. $442 is starting to become something that is going to help you change your life from struggle to a lot easier. Okay, but how do we get from that big to that huge? And that is becoming a pro member, because if 14% of those 1,400, that's 196 people, go out and do their bit, on tier 3 you're going to have 140,000, 26, and you're going to have 36,000, and you're going to be making that per month. And that's how you go from big to huge. It's taking out that pro membership. So now you're saying, okay, but what does pro membership cost? And pro membership is $27 a month, $217 a year, or $379 lifetime while we still have lifetime membership. We will be removing it because as we bring in PayPal as a processor, which we don't have currently, we only have credit card processors, PayPal will not allow lifetime members. Don't ask me why, that's their rules. So that's one of the reasons we'll be removing it. The other reason is it's too good a deal, quite frankly. But it's here for you people. But it's going to get better than this. I'm going to show you some offers that we've got for you people on this webinar today. But this is our pricing policy. It's $27 a month, $217 a year, $379 lifetime. And this is commissionable at, and that's wrong, I apologize, 40% tier 1 and 30% tier 2, which I explained before. And what happens to the other 30%? It goes in the founders pot. Okay, 30% into the founders pot. So 100% of this is getting paid out. Founder membership, what's that? This is non-commissionable. Why is it non-commissionable? Frankly, because it's too good a deal and we're only going to allow 200 people in anyway. And so the proceeds from founder membership payments are going to go directly to charity. And the fee for founder membership is $997 one time. And it will only be available to members who've personally introduced 100 people after we get through this launch. If at the moment you want to get to be a founder member and you've not introduced 100 people, you will be able to do it. Okay, as I say, I've got some special deals to announce for attendees here, and especially for those members who've introduced 100 members or more in the pre-launch, and there are some that have done that. It's not just me that can bring in people. People have said, okay, I can go out and get 100, and some of you people have rocked this system and done it within days, and that is possible. You've done it faster than I introduced 100 people. Okay, well done. Well done to all of you, whether you've introduced one person, 100 or 500. You all are contributing and you're all appreciated. Okay, but for those who put that special effort in and introduced 100 members, I've got some really special deals for you. But first, let's look at the 4 ways of making money. 1 and 2, by making retail sales and through profit share. We've covered that already. Okay, so let's have a look at commissions on upgrades. Let's take the same team bill. You go out and you introduce 100 people. So you've got 100 people on tier 1, and let's take the same figure. 14% of them get serious and upgrade. So that gives you 14 upgrades, and the annual fee for an upgrade, we're taking the annual fee because it's less than the monthly fee. You could make more than this. It's 217. So your income would be 40% of 100 times 217, and it comes out at 3,038. And you've got 1,400 people on tier 2, and 14% of those upgrade, and you get 30%. And so you've got 42,000. These are annual figures. These are not monthly, annual, because it's an annual fee we're looking at. But it's $45,000 a year, or $3,797 a month. And this is looking at it on a very minimum because we've not compressed things. What about all those people from the free members that come up and get compressed up to you? Okay, they're going to increase the number here above 14. You're going to get people coming up from hundreds deep on occasions that are going to pay you. But we want to be conservative. $45,000 a year from that, if everybody goes annual to save a bit of cash. What about the profit share on the whole site? What about this founders membership? Okay, let's take a conservative 10,000 members. I think we've got about 6,500 total now, and probably 5,000 that are considered active because they've not unsubscribed from the mailing list. And let's suppose the pot is only going to pay 1% on the turnover. 10,000 at $26 turnover average, $260,000. 1% of that is $2,600. If we have 200 founders, which I don't expect us to reach for quite a while, although if you're serious, you'll get this really, really quickly before you lose the opportunity. But I don't expect most people to do it. But if we had 200 founders at this level, it'd be $13. Nothing to write home about. What about those upgrades? Okay, we've got those upgrades. You're getting 30% thrown into the pot for that. That's $11,340. Divide that by 200, $56. This is actually calculated on a monthly fee. This is based on those people paying monthly, 1,400 paying monthly, so that it equates to the monthly. Okay, so it's 56 a month. So $69.70 a month. It's not that exciting, but it's with just 10,000 members. It's where we almost are now, and we've not even got started yet. If you know of a program called Get Paid Social, they had, I believe, about 4,000 members when they monetized. From 4,000 members when they monetized, they went to 100,000 members in a couple of months. Okay, we have more members than they have now, and they are now over 100,000 members just by monetizing the pay plan. Okay, so what if we go to 100,000 members? We look at the same 1% and 30%, and here now that's $697 per month. That's $8,600 a year, doing nothing, just by being a founder member. Okay, and that is going to happen pretty quickly. And these figures are conservative, and these are just from the profit share overspill and from the upgrade excess commissions. And we have other profit centers that we will be introducing that will be coming into this, which will be adding to the pot. But we're talking about what is available right now. And that is looking to be around $700 a month. Let's look at my goal. By December 31st, 2018, we will have 5 million members, and they will be producing a turnover of $26 per month per member. Remember that I've said that because it is something that I will accomplish with this. It's not just my will, it's God's will, and we will get there, and that will generate that much needed money for so many people, not just for the members, not just for those who are going to be making money, but for people that don't even have access to the internet, that don't have a phone, that don't, all they've got is a bit of land to stand on and air to breathe. They're struggling for water, they're struggling for food, they're struggling for life, they're fighting disease. We're going to help those people, and we're going to do it by achieving that 5 million member goal at $26 per member turnover. That's $130 million. If the pot is 1%, and it could well be over 1%, that is $1.3 million shared between the founders. That may well be 200 in 3 years' time. I expect by that time we will have 200 founder members. So your share would be $6,500 per month. Upgrades, taking the same 14%, taking the same monthly fee. We've got almost 19 million in upgrades, 30% of which is over 5.5 million, divided between 200 founder members. We're maxing it at 200. Once it hits 200, no more will be allowed in. If somebody drops out because they let their pro membership fail, you know, they let it expire, whatever, they don't get back in. We will take the next person in the queue, but it will stop at 200. That's 28,000. So that's 34,000 a month income just for being a founder member. This is in addition to anything else, and that's over 400,000 a year, totally passive. And that is without the other profit centers, which I'm not even going to mention at this point, because I'm going about what we have now. Now, I promise you some deals. So what have we got to offer? Well, you've seen the advantages of pro membership, but until midnight on March the 1st, and that doesn't give you much time, this is an Action Takers special offer. You can get pro membership and lock it in for life at $17 a month, or you can get it locked in for life at $97 a month, or you can get it for just $247 lifetime membership. Okay. From March the 2nd, once that offer goes away, until March the 8th, okay, so that's giving you a week. It's going to $22 a month for pro membership, $157 annually for pro membership, and $297 for lifetime. And from March the 9th onwards, we're going to our normal fees of $27, $217 annual, $379 lifetime, and that is only going to be available till the end of beta. Maybe not even that long. It depends, because as I say, if we introduce PayPal to as a processor for our fees, we can't allow lifetime memberships. What about founder memberships? We talked about those. Anybody want this sort of income? 418,000 a year for doing nothing? Okay, it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to be there in 3 years' time. Founder membership until midnight GMT on March the 1st is $597. You're going to save $400. From March the 2nd, it's going to be $797, and from March the 9th, it goes to $997. From April the 1st, if you don't get it by April the 1st, you will not be allowed to buy it unless you have introduced 100 people personally. Okay? What about those people that have already got 100 members personally enrolled? I told you there was going to be something special for you. You people have founder membership 100% free. You've gone out, you've done the business, and you've said, I'm going to bring in 100 people personally. You've done it. Congratulations. You are a founder member. All you need to do is upgrade and maintain your pro membership, and you can do that from $1,000 a month. You get that founder membership. That's an almost $1,000 value in actual cost. In what you're going to get rewarded by it, it's what they say in that advert, priceless. That's what they call it. Yeah, it's priceless. Okay. In addition, we have some members probably on here. I know there's one. I know Zuhair's one that is my partner from TCC, and they're also going to get founder membership 100% free, and I'll be talking to them about that in our webinar on Monday, just to take it a little bit further. But you are going to get that 100% free membership. I believe there are just 7 people that are my partners from there. There's people like Lena and Cynthia and Hannah. I can't remember the names offhand off the top of my head, but you know who you are. And you are also going to get that founder membership 100% free. Just upgrade and maintain your pro membership from as little as $17 a month, and you're going to get that passive income. And now we get to this point here where I'm happy to answer any questions. So I'm going to go back and have a look and see if there are any questions in the chat section. If I can find the right place to go. Here we go. What is TCC? It's Turnkey Cash Cow. It's a program that is not in existence at the moment, but there are members that committed to something with me, and they are going to be rewarded and looked after. If you don't know what it is, you're not in it. So it's as simple as that, really. I see the congratulations going out to a few people. If you feel that $17, Casper says, Roxanne, we know that 17 is a lot for some members. Okay, introduce people, start making some money and upgrade out of what you make. You can make money as a free member, okay? You can make money as a free member. Once you're making money, then you can upgrade, use that money to upgrade. PayPal allows 2 tiers. We have a 2-tier system for payment of memberships. PayPal allows 2 tiers. They don't allow lifetime memberships. We don't have PayPal at the moment. We're using Stripe at the moment. You need a credit card or a debit card to make your payments currently. If you have difficulty with that and you want to get involved, we can sort something out for you. You will need to contact support. Let me change that sticky. We can sort you out with some other way of paying. How do I change that sticky? There is a way. All I've got to do is find it. Here we go. What do you mean I'm technically inept? I know that. What am I putting in now? Okay, it's I'm typing in the support link, and it's going to be there as a sticky. He said, I can't delete this. Why won't that delete? Oh, I've got to click there. I told you it's technically inept. Here we go, starting again. We have, in fact, moved to the new site, and I'm going to give you the link for that in a moment. But if you need another way of paying other than by debit or credit card, we can facilitate that for you. Not for subscriptions, but if it's for single payment or annuals, something like that, we can do it. We can't do it on the monthly. It's just not viable at this stage. But if you don't have a debit or credit card and you want to pay for your annual subscription by Bankwire or Western Union or something, we can do that for you. So that should be there as a sticky now, the support link. Okay. If you contact support, we use that support for different plans. So make sure you let them know what it is. And you can tell them it's for CATP, C-A-T-P. CATP, and that is for the new site, which is going to be called classifiedads.pay.com. I'll put that up here, I think he said. How do I got to get to it? There we go. That should be displaying now. Let me come back here and check the questions again. Okay, John, what is the new website URL? I've just put that up. The site is up, you can see it. There are in there currently some sample products that we just loaded. We will be taking those out as members start loading theirs. How soon can we make at least $50 a day? That depends on you, Roxanne. That's not something I can tell you. If you want to sell stuff, put up things to sell, and let's suppose each item you make, let's be very simple. Let's suppose you made $1 on each item. You'd have to sell $50 a day, 50 items a day. Kevin, we will know if you've got over $100, 100 members. We will know. We will be contacting you and letting you know that you have been granted founder status. Gloria says, what happened to the $10 bonus that was supposed to be paid to members when you joined? It was supposed to be paid to members, Gloria, when we launched. And if you get into your back office, you will find it in your e-wallet on the new site. Nick, will cost a fortune. Don't know what you mean, Nick. We will not be adding cryptocurrency payment processors. I don't think so, no. We will be using more conventional methods, but nothing's cast in stone. What do you get for sponsoring less than 100 people? You get a team of less than 100 people on your first level. The only deal we had was for people that made 100 people. Martina, if you have a PayPal debit card, if you only use PayPal, get a debit card from them and you can use that. That will be then from your PayPal account. So we cannot promote other online products like an ebook? Yes, indeed you can. When you are promoting an ebook, you can make it either as an item that you are selling for around what, $7 or whatever it is that ebooks often sell for, $7, $10. Or if it's got links in it that have your affiliate links. A lot of time, a very good way of promoting is to produce an ebook that has your affiliate links in it. What you're interested in really are buyers, because you want buyers to go to your affiliate link. So you put your book up for 1 cent. It will actually be sold at $2.50. $2.50 will be distributed. You will actually get the 1 cent for what it's worth. But the important thing is you will have a buyer that has bought your ebook. And we have a download system there within our back office where you can actually download, add your download link for the ebook. So when somebody buys it, and it's all done automatically for you. Okay, so you can promote ebooks. That's very easy with our system. Phil says Norton Security won't let me see the site. It says warning. I don't know why. The site is clean. It's only just been loaded. There is no malware on it. Norton Security isn't working correctly. I suggest you ignore the warning. Okay, Phil? On the Simple Fast Cash Biz support, is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, we know that there's something happening with that. We have moved it to a new server because that was getting errors. The error has been fixed, but I think Google, Chrome and Firefox are still showing it as an error, and we are in communication with them to sort that out. So if that's what you're talking about with the Simple Fast Cash Biz support, the site is safe. We've been working on it, and we are working to get that fixed. So just bypass it. That's if you want that sort. The recording of this will be sent to you. It will be available. You will get the link for the recording. It will also be available in YouTube. Yes. Casper says, can we sell digital products and services? Yes, you can. As I mentioned before, that is able. You can just add your download link. You've got 526 people. Well done, Daryl. That's a sterling effort. I know that you didn't join until fairly recently as well. That just shows you people what you can do if you decide you can do it. If you decide you can't, then you can't. It's as simple as that. We get people, oh, I can't introduce people. So what about me? If that's your attitude, you won't do it. If you have Daryl's attitude and you say, yeah, I'm going to put people into this, you go out and do it, boom, you're going to be making big money. Surely developing a website like eBay will cost a fortune. Nick, I've already spent a fortune. We will be spending more and more money on it. There is lots more to come. We are going to put in things that don't exist on eBay. We don't have an auction feature. The auction feature isn't a problem. We could add that if we wanted. It's very, very simple. But yeah, personally, I have spent, I don't want to tell you how much. It's going to frighten the life out of you. But yeah, we've already spent a fortune on this. Roxanne says, where do you start now? Who is new to this? There is no training available on the site at the moment, Roxanne, but there is your affiliate link, and you've got to promote your affiliate link. You've got to add classifieds, put something up for sale, advertise what you've got for sale using your affiliate link. If you use the same Facebook as you did to register originally, you should not need to register again. It should just log you in. So if you've got a problem, Dennis, once again, you're going to have to get in touch with support. The name of the site is up on your screen, classifiedsthatpay.com. The new site should use the original login. You shouldn't have a problem with it. If you do, you're going to have to contact support. I told you, we're in beta. It will not work perfectly. No matter how much we test things, once you start going live, things happen that aren't there. I mean, there are things that we know that are being added now, like the search feature for the classifieds. There's no search feature up there. All you get is pages and pages and pages of ads. The search feature is being added. Where is the sign up? If you go to the site and you click on add or buy, you need to log in to do that. If you're not registered, it will ask you to register. If you are already registered, it should log you in. Casper says he got a new user instead. We will sort these things out if there are bugs. There will be bugs. Okay, there will be bugs, I guarantee it. There's still a lot that we had planned to get loaded for now, which we haven't done. It'll be being loaded. There's a lot more to come. The Facebook login does work because I've used it, John. Perhaps try a different browser. Or maybe you've got pop-ups blocked or something like that. Check and see if you've got pop-ups blocked. Okay. We will perhaps get a dedicated support team for this, because we're going to get a lot of questions. We've got a lot of people that are going to be having questions on this initially, so we'll maybe set up a dedicated support team. John says, logged in, had to use password reminder, and $10 is in my e-wallet. There you go. How do I upgrade? Through your e-wallet, Kevin. If you go to your e-wallet, there is a section there where you can upgrade. Perhaps should have covered that. Let me come out of this and let me see if I can get into my account and show you what it shows. Here we are. This is me, and let me see. I think here we go. Let me do a screen share on this. Okay, so this is what the site looks like. It's just loads and loads of ads, and as I say, at the moment there is no search function. So there are lots of deals, and you just have to wade through. But we'll be taking a lot of these out. We just loaded them as samples for this is page 25 here. We just loaded them as samples just while we were testing things and doing things. So most of these will be being removed, but there are lots of different products there that you can buy. Now, if you click on buy now, you'll see that nobody's logged in here. And if you click on buy now, it's going to ask you to log in. Okay. Or if you log in, it'll ask you, and you connect with Facebook, and you need to use the same Facebook that you originally paid with. And there you go. And it's ordered me a pair of blue hand weights, so make sure you don't want to buy anything first. It's going to ask me to pay for them, and I don't want them. Can I cancel that? My purchases don't come up because I've not confirmed the purchase. But if you go to e-wallet and you will have your plan and account info, and you will see that you've got $10 in there, which we promised you. And you can, if you've not activated it Pro, I activated mine to test it. You should be able to upgrade now, and it'll take you to, it should have a button like upgrade, and you'll get the options to upgrade. And there's a little bit about each level: free, what you can get as free, what you get as Pro, and what you get as a founder. As I say, as soon as we get to a certain point, we're going to remove that founder, and it will only appear if we have less than 200 founders and if you have 100 members personally introduced. Your downline currently I don't think is showing here. It is something that we are working on transferring over. Your downline is in the database, it's just a display that isn't here at the moment. You can look at your financial activity. It'll show you what you've done, whether you've withdrawn, bought anything or whatever. And other is where you can make withdrawals if you've got cash you want to get out. What else is there? My ads here, you can create ads by clicking on this create an ad. It's a fairly simple process, but let me just go through it. You just make your heading, you upload pictures. I think you can upload a number of pictures if you want to. You put in your headline, your subheading, the description of your item. We've only got the one template at the moment. We will be adding more, but at the moment there's just a default template. If you know what your shipping costs are going to be, if you're going to be shipping something, then you enter that in there. Ignore this handling price. It's connected with the dropship program. You don't do that if you're creating your ad. In fact, we'll probably take this out altogether. You put in your price that you want for something and your reserve price, and the price that you want for something has to be greater than the reserve. So at the moment, the minimum you can do is 2 cents and 1 cent. Okay, and that would sell it for 2.52, or if somebody gets the reserve price, 2.50. What's the reserve? It means that if you have got something that you think, well, maybe I can get $100 for this, but really I'd be happy with 50, you could put $100 in as your price. But you could say, well, if somebody makes me an offer, I'll take it as long as it's over 50. Okay, and they would actually have to pay 56.82 or 113.64. Quantity, if you've got multiple items, for example, if you're promoting an ebook, you would have a lot of items. So I would set that at something like 9999 if you're doing an ebook or something like that. Categories, we are adding a lot of categories currently, but I mean, there are some in there now, but there's a lot more going in. Those are just the test categories that we'd loaded. Collect payments is if you do not want to collect your payments yourself, if you don't have access to some way of collecting money from people. For example, PayPal is what we recommend. But if you don't have access to PayPal, then we will collect the payments for you, and you would check that. If you've got your own, I'll show you where you set that up in a moment. And if you've got a download, if it is an ebook, you would put your download link in here. And once somebody has bought your product, then they would get that. Let me settings. If you go to settings, you need to fill in what you can here and your address. Payments. If you are collecting your own payments, so the only way we've got that you can do that at the moment is through a PayPal account. So you put in your PayPal address in there. And that's it really. You just fill in your information there. It's pretty straightforward. As I say, there is a lot more going to be in here, and we will be running trainings on things for you, but that really covers most of the things that you need to know. But that's where you upgrade. You go to your e-wallet, and if you click on e-wallet, you'll be active as a free member, and you can upgrade to Pro and Founder if you wish. At the moment, as I say, very soon you won't be even invited to Founder unless you've got at least 100 frontline. Okay, where are we? Let's see if there's any other questions come in there now. How long is the beta period going to be? How long is a piece of string, Jason? No idea. What about taxes, e.g. VAT? VAT will be charged where applicable. It's already programmed in. If you got your password and username from the old site, that should get you in, Casper. Yeah, anyone, anywhere in the world can take part in this program, Gloria, and you can promote any products you want. If you're talking about the dropship, there is a download there, but we'll be running a training on the dropship in a while. But meanwhile, you know, get rid of some of the useless stuff you've got knocking about your home. I'm sure I'm not the only person with a cluttered garage and drawers with stuff that never gets used. You can only register for Pro once you're logged in, William. So if you can't log in, you can't register for Pro. Somebody, I changed browser, Facebook link, but it is asking me to register again. Then it tells me my email and user ID is already in use. Okay, we'll have to sort that out for you, John. It's obviously a problem we've got. I say when we tested it, it was working okay, but obviously we've got more people testing it now. What are the best things to sell? Anything, Roxanne. One man's junk is another man's treasure. I tried to upgrade, but it won't accept card. But I know I have funds in my account. I'll have to check with the programmer. It was supposed to be made live. Perhaps it's still operating in sandbox mode, John. I'll be sending a follow-up email out to everybody once this webinar has finished, and we'll perhaps do a training. We'll get some of the bugs sorted out. Okay, if you've all getting similar problems, these are things that we will have to address. As I say, I've got the programmer on Skype. He says Stripe is activated. So try it again with your card to upgrade. And I'm going to just tell him now. No, there are no banners. There is nothing at the moment. Be creative, Jason. You speak of charity. Are there any referrals for charity? What do you mean by referrals? If you mean, can you refer a charity to us? No, we'll be using Save the Children principally, initially anyway. You can't use a $10 balance to pay a monthly membership of $17, no. Yes, you can start loading products, Casper. Okay, that shouldn't be happening. Stripe should be activated, John. As I say, I've just passed that up to the programmer. I would not recommend promoting the It's Happening Soon site. No, Dennis, because we are going to be, in fact, I'm going to take it down, I think, initially. We will put it back, but as a redirect and possibly for training and things like that. But people that join the database there will not be added into the database on the new site. So the programmers now know about the problem with logging in and the problems with the card being declined. So just give it a while. I'm not a programmer. I have trouble working television remote, let alone anything else. So how long it's going to take him or them, I don't know. Will sign-ups not qualify to get $10? Yes, they will qualify to get $10. The founders offer is there now. Anybody that has 100 members now has got the free founder membership. If you've got 98 and you get another 2, tough, you missed out. It was at the time of this webinar starting. So if you want founder membership, you can get it without having 100 members, but you've got to pay. William, we want everybody. I apologize for your frustrations. I told you before we started this webinar, we are in beta. There will be bugs. You have to have some patience. You should if you were a member of It's Happening Soon, you should be able to log in using your old credentials. If you're having trouble with it, that is something that the programmers are looking at now as we speak. You can retrieve your password from the It's Happening Soon site, Farouk. Go to itshappeningsoon.com and you can use the password retrieval there, and then you should be able to use that on the new site. I don't think there's a password reminder on the new site at this time. If you sign up 10 people and they don't work as hard as you, then you signed up 10 duds. To sign up 10 people, you can do that in 10 minutes, Roxanne. Just sign up more people. You only earn when there is a sale made. Those 10 people don't do anything, don't put anything up for sale and don't sell anything, then you're not going to make any money. We're talking a business here. It's free business. It's free for you to get involved in. It's free for you to earn money, but it's not without effort. The Facebook login is working with Chrome and Firefox and Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge, John. If it's not working in any of those browsers for you, it's because you've got a pop-up blocker on them. If you want to give up, William, that's up to you. We've tested it in Firefox, Internet Explorer, Microsoft Edge and Chrome, and it works. If it's not working in any of those, it's because you've got a pop-up blocker on, or you've got something that's interfering with it. Maybe your antivirus program or whatever. There are always challenges in life, Roxanne. Winners find a way, losers find excuses. It's a free opportunity. You can make money free. Go out and work it. And the harder you work it, the more money you'll make. To become a founding member, you must pay a fee. Yes, unless you have 100 members. 2 referrals will not get you anything, Larissa. If you've got 100 at the time we started this webinar, we're giving you founding membership. If you want founding membership other than that, yeah, you've got to pay. I don't know what you mean by that, William. Not very helpful. It's you that said you should give up. What do you mean by will the website only be offering members products for sale? Yeah, to put anything up for sale, you've got to be a member. So yes, there will only be members products. Whatever you want to sell as a member, you can put up there. If Facebook login isn't working for you, we need to know why it's not working for you. What error message you're getting. If you're getting nothing, then it's because you've got a pop-up blocker on there or something, Jan. Yeah, we've got 1.5 million products available for dropship, and I'll be running a training on that. That will be available. Those products will be available essentially to pro members. We may run them for free members for a while or in a limited fashion. Any more questions? What I will do is we will work on getting all these initial bugs sorted out with people logging in and people making the upgrades. And just a minute, I've got a Skype message. Is that from? No, it's not. And I'll send out an update by email by this evening to everybody that registered that it's happening soon. Obviously, if you unsubscribe from that list, you won't get the email. Kevin, the error message says already subscribed, but does not allow for password entry into site. Let me, okay, I'll pass that on. Presumably that's from Facebook login, Kevin, is it? You get an error message. Okay, Paul, it's supposed to have been activated, but it apparently is not, if you're getting that error message. Programmers tell me it is, but obviously it isn't, so. You'll have to put it in miscellaneous, Casper. I think there's a miscellaneous section. I'm not sure what we'll have to cover that. I do have a list of categories that we are uploading, but I don't have time just now to go through them and see if we've got something like cryptocurrency in there. So I would put it in miscellaneous. What you will find is if you're placing ads, they will initially go on that first page. So any new ads that come in will be on there. And then once we get the search function operating on that page, it'll be people will be able to search in those particular categories. As a pro member, you will also have a shop, which like in eBay you can have, but it costs you more. It varies in price depending on how many items you want in your shop, and it can be very expensive. As a pro member in our program, you're going to have your shop, and so what it means is when you're selling one item, they will be directed to your shop, and you will have all your items for sale displayed in your shop, and then they would have to leave your shop to get back into the general things for sale or do another search or something. Martina's still having problems with Facebook login. Yeah, if there is a problem with it, there will be an ongoing problem until it's fixed. We will be working on getting everything fixed as quickly as possible. Once we get everything that is there now working, we will start adding in the other things. what's important really. Okay, I've just got a message from the programmer saying that the Stripe issue is fixed. You should now be able to upgrade using Stripe. Okay, so we fixed the Stripe apparently. If somebody could test it. What we are working on is now the logins and registrations. Once that's done, that is the two main problems overcome. If you can't log in with Facebook, you should be able to use your login information, your username and password from the old site. Okay. The new site as a sticky, yeah. You're testing me again, aren't you, James? How do I get this changed? Remove, and I've got to remove that existing one and then put in the new address. Let me just copy and paste it is the best way, I think, and that way I'll get it right. Here we go. Display sticky message. Okay, I've done that for you, James. Oh, that 240 at the end is a page number. If you want, I mean, it doesn't matter. You can. It'll work without that, but you'll go to the first page. That's just a page I was looking at when. That's the page that's showing on your screen now. Actually, I think. Shanti says me too. I'm not sure what the me too refers to, Shanti. Your sign-ups are all moved over. The whole database is moved over already, Daryl. It's just not displaying as your downline currently because we don't have a downline display there for you. But everybody from the old database is in there. And what we will be doing is removing the ability to sign up on the old site because people, if they go into that database, they're just not going to be in this database. It's going to be a waste of time. Something I saw from somebody there, just a minute. Please give a link where you have to pay. Click on eWallet once you're in. I did run through that in the video. It's if you click on the little drop down arrow and then click on eWallet, and you will get that there. What does sponsors in the new site refer to, Graham? If you introduce somebody, you are their sponsor. So that's what sponsor. Whoever introduced you is your sponsor, Gloria. It's a term that comes from multi-level marketing industry, but it's as good a term as there is. Kevin says you can log in using your regular username and password. So if Facebook's not working for you, log in using your regular username and password. Shanti. You must use your existing login, otherwise your downline will not be allocated to you, Jan. If you create a second account, that account will not have your login. I don't know where you're seeing names of people, Gloria, unless your downline's been added now. It wasn't there earlier on. I know we were working on it. So I don't know where you're seeing those names. Okay, Phil's given you somewhere that you can advertise free there as well. Once you get a product up there, advertise your product up there with your affiliate link at the end, and people that go there will see your product. They may buy your product. If they want to buy it, fine. They will need to log in and they'll be registered to you in your business. Are there any script templates? Scripts for what, Gloria? No, there aren't. Presumably you mean for advertising. No, there's nothing at the moment. It's pretty easy to get people in. We say, do you want $10 free? Register here. There's lots. You can be more creative than that, of course. You can be, you know, brand new site launches. Do you know people? Look, I mean, if you know people that are already selling on eBay, get them to join here. Get them, you know, say, put your items on here as well. They don't have to leave eBay. We're not in competition as such with eBay. We're not, but they can put their items on here as well. And then you say, you put your item on here and I'll help you promote it. You can put them on your Facebook page. Anybody that buys from them there, you know, they're going to be in your pay line for the profit share. Okay, we've been on for 1 hour and 50 minutes now. I'll give it another 10 minutes maximum. So if you've got questions, get them in that time. I found it, my login and password. It was for a long time ago. Okay, Jan, glad you've got in. And I say we are working on getting that Facebook login corrected. If you use the same, if you're logging in from the same browser and your Facebook is open, and that's where you registered originally, it should work. If it's then we are looking at fixing it. But if you've got your username and your password from the old site, that should work, and Jan says it does work. So that's good news, Jan. Thank you. You are appreciated, Jan. You people that are here on this webinar, I think there are about 70 people, that's all, are at the cutting edge of something that is going to be massive. I promise you it is going to be massive. You are a part of something that is going to change the world, because it is going to help so many people, and it can change your life as well. It as I say, it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, whatever. You can get started free. You can make money free. You don't have to upgrade. It's an option. You can make money and stay free, or you can make money and use the money you make and then upgrade, and then make even more money. You will be amazed what will open up to you once, if you've been making money free. Let's suppose you get to the point as a free member and you're making, let's say, just $20 a month, and you decide that you're at the point of upgrading, and you use $17 of that $20 a month that's coming in to upgrade, then you will see a massive increase in your income from that upgrade. It will, oh, I don't know how many times, but it will massively increase. And if not instantly, it will over a period of time. We're not in a get rich quick overnight thing here, although some of you will do. People that have introduced 500 people, like I think Daryl, yeah, you're going to make a reasonable amount of money quite quickly, but the massive incomes are going to take time to develop, and you're going to need persistence and patience, perseverance. Those are the 3 P's that you need with your online business. And because this is free, it doesn't make any difference. You would need the same for anything else. The only difference is with something else, money be going out of your pocket faster than it's coming in. Here, there's no need for any money to go out until you're making money if you don't want. And it's very reasonably priced anyway. Most opportunities will charge you probably $20 or $30 just as an affiliate fee that you get nothing for. Okay. Here as a pro member, you get massive benefits for that, and if you bought an affiliate fee somewhere for $20 or $30, you then got to go and buy the products before you can make any money. You don't have to, there's no products to buy here, nothing to buy. All you do is sell. And how do you sell? You advertise something on here and you spread the word about it, and then people buy it, or people come and look at it, they join the business, they're in your downline, and you will be making money sooner or later. Some people will make quite a lot quite quickly, other people it'll take a while. Persistence, perseverance and patience will get you there. You are at the start of something huge. I can't explain to you how big this is going to be. And the people that are here now that take action consistently will become millionaires. That's not hype, that is a fact. Yeah, if you're asked to register, it will want a sponsor from you, Kenneth. As I say, we are no idea why the upgrade button doesn't work, Larissa. Yes, the $10 is going to be available to attract new members, John. Kenneth, that's part of this Facebook login thing, Kenneth. If you know your username, try that in the meantime. If anybody else has managed to upgrade using Stripe, perhaps they could let us know. We see that that's working. Gloria, if they can't get motivated with the ability to earn money free, then they're not going to be motivated. You're going to have to look elsewhere. You can upgrade, Kevin. We will be granting you that founder membership if you've got over 100 members, but you will need to upgrade to Pro in whichever way you want, either the monthly or the annual or the lifetime while it's still there. Programmers tell me they're looking at the login problems. Okay, there's no purpose in going over and over the problems that we're having on the logins at the moment. If you know your username and password, apparently that is working. Facebook is causing some problems. The programmers are working on it. I will be emailing out an update in probably 5 or 6 hours time, and we will set up a webinar for members, just running through some of the systems and how to work things. And just based on what Gloria said there, you don't have a list. Do not send people usually to the registration page. Send them first of all to a squeeze page and build a list. Two things you should be doing with an online business: building a list and communicating with the list. Daryl says he just got Pro OK with his card, so the Stripe system is working now. Thank you very much, Daryl. You will be getting also your founder membership. We will get that sorted out for you. Just bear with us. So ideally, you send people to a squeeze page telling them what they can get by giving you their email address. Okay. Register at this brand new exciting opportunity and get $10 just for registering. Fill in your email address here and I'll send you to the site instantly. And then they put their email in. They go onto your list. You're building your list. That is the #1 thing you should be doing in your business, building your list. And then they go to the site, they register, and they're in your pay line for the profit share. And they're in your pay line for commissions if they upgrade. Okay, so that's it. I'm gonna call it a day for this session. We've been on, as I say, for 2 hours. You've got the new site, you've got an overview of it. You will be getting the replay. It will also be on YouTube and my YouTube channel. And just take action. Nothing happens without you taking action. Okay, God bless. I think we can redirect, do a redirect just if it works. So that's it from me. I appreciate you all. Thank you for your time. I'm madly excited by this, and I hope you are too. God bless.